million years ago, a massive landmass broke away from Africa, drifted across the vast Indian Ocean, and became Madagascar. The island was forgotten by time but concealed an unbelievably strange world. Here, forests of razor-sharp stones, giant baobab trees containing tens of thousands of liters of water, lemurs dancing in the wilderness, all seem to come from another planet. Madagascar is not just a land but a living epic of isolation, evolution, and the miracles Earth patiently creates.
Geological isolation origin. About 165 million years ago, the supercontinent Gondwana, which connected Africa, South America, India, Australia, and Antarctica, began to break apart.
The drifting giant landmasses shaped today's world map. In that separation, Madagascar broke away from Africa and continued to drift away from India.
By about 88 million years ago, this island was completely isolated in the Indian Ocean, opening a unique evolutionary chapter never seen before.
Millions of years of isolation turned Madagascar into a natural laboratory. Cut off from the mainland, species that drifted here were forced to adapt to the harsh environment. Over millions of generations, they evolved in ways found nowhere else. As a result, today over 90% of Madagascar's plant and animal species are completely endemic, existing nowhere else on Earth. Compared to other archipelagos, Madagascar becomes even more special. Hawaii in the Pacific is also a product of lava and sea, where life struggles on newly formed rock. In contrast, Madagascar had tens of millions of peaceful years to perfect its biodiversity, while volcanic islands have only just begun their evolutionary journey. Madagascar has nurtured unique kingdoms of plants and animals. Madagascar's terrain also demonstrates the miraculous blend of past and present.
From central highlands rising thousands of meters high, to ancient mountain ranges piercing the sky.
From vast eastern rainforests to near desert arid regions in the south. All coexist on a single island. Geological tectonic activity created sandstone formations carved by wind and water into natural artworks. Limestone ranges sharp as razors, or ancient basins that were once seas. Volcanoes, though dormant for millions of years, still leave clear marks. Deep crater lakes, fertile basalt soil, and simmering hot springs from underground. Thanks to the combination of highlands, volcanoes, and monsoon tropical climate, Madagascar has formed many different micro-ecosystems within the same area. From humid tropical rainforests, highland grasslands to arid shrublands. All these factors make Madagascar a closed world, both pristine and surreal. It's no coincidence scientists call this a miniature continent,
where geological isolation not only creates spectacular landscapes, but also ignites an evolutionary experiment lasting tens of millions of years,
writing the planet's strangest natural epic pages. The giant guardians, ancient baobabs. In western Madagascar, where harsh winds sweep across the barren red land, giant trunks rise from the ground like ancient pillars. Image and visitors. Local people call them with respectful names, the giant guardians. Baobabs are unlike any other trees.
Trunks swollen like giant bottles, silver-gray bark speckled,
branches stretching out like upside-down roots.
This peculiar shape earns baobabs the name upside-down trees,
a paradox of nature. But behind this strangeness lies a survival secret.
The massive trunk can contain up to tens of thousands of liters of water. During the rainy season, they absorb and store water.
Then during the months-long dry season,
the trunk becomes a natural reservoir,
saving not only themselves but also the surrounding community.
It's estimated that a mature baobab can soar up to 32,000 meters wide,
enough to fill a large swimming pool.
On the famous avenue of the baobabs,
Dozens of giant trunks line up along the red dirt road, creating a scene both majestic and surreal. Standing in that scene at sunset,
when the sunlight dyes the tree trunks gold,
you feel as if stepping into a natural temple, built by deities.
It's no surprise that this place has become a national symbol,
attracting tourists from all over the world.
However, what they don't know is that the avenue of the baobabs was not originally a primeval forest.
It is the remnant of a tropical forest that once covered the entire western region of Madagascar. When humans appeared around 1500 to 2000 years ago, they cleared the forest land for agriculture. Most trees were cut down. Only the giant baobabs were preserved for their sacredness and usefulness. Thus, the landscape today is a living graveyard, where solitary tree trunks stand
bare as witnesses to a vanished forest.
For the people of Madagascar, baobabs are not just trees but memories and beliefs.
Many communities regard them as dwellings for ancestral spirits. People often hold ceremonies under the shade of the trees,
or place offerings to pray for luck and health. It is the blend of biological and spiritual value that has made the baobab an enduring symbol of Madagascar. These silent giants have guarded this land for millennia. If the giant baobabs symbolize life,
then in western Madagascar, there's another wonder representing the power that challenges humanity.
The Singi de Bemaraha stone forest,
which is recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site.
But before becoming a destination for explorers, it was once a forbidden land in the minds of local residents. Singi in Malagasy means where no one dares to walk barefoot. Indeed, just looking from afar, you'll understand why.
Across a vast area, sharp limestone formations stand upright, reaching up to 70 meters like a forest of knives pointing straight at the sky. The rocks have been eroded by rainwater and wind over billions of years,
transforming into a sharp labyrinth stretching to the horizon. Looking down from above, the scene resembles the ground cracking open to reveal the Earth's giant teeth. Walking in this stone forest is no simple matter.
GPS becomes useless in a limestone maze,
where every path leads to sheer cliffs. People must climb over rocks with ropes,
cross swaying suspension bridges hanging in the air,
or squeeze through narrow rock crevices, just wide enough for a body to pass. In many sections, just one wrong step, and you could be cut by the sharp rock edges like a scalpel. It is this ruggedness that for centuries, the people of Madagascar almost never set foot in Shingi. In local beliefs,
this place is considered the dwelling of ancient spirits,
too dangerous and haunted for humans to dare trespass.
Only recently, with the development of science and tourism,
new trails have been opened, allowing explorers and tourists the opportunity to admire this rare wonder. But even so, stepping into Shingi is still regarded as a journey testing faith and courage. Strangely, in a scene seemingly completely inhospitable to life, there are still endemic plants and animals finding ways to adapt. On thin rock slabs, small shrubs grow from cracks, roots digging deep to find scarce rainwater.
Blind monkeys, bats, and many unique birds also choose Shingi as their home,
turning the harsh stone maze into their dwelling. Today,
Shingi de Bemaraha is not only a destination for scientists wanting to study geology and biology,
but also one of the world's top adventure tourism experiences.
Suspension bridges hanging over rocky chasms, climbing journeys through sharp stone towers,
all bring a feeling of both fear and excitement, as if you're stepping into an alien world.
Shingi is a vivid testament to the power of time and nature. Using only wind, rain, and endless patience,
the Earth has carved out a giant maze, where humans feel smaller than ever. And right there, Madagascar once again affirms its title as a land unlike any other on Earth,
where stones can grow into forests, and forests become a thorny maze.
challenging human imagination. The lemur kingdom, 60 million years of separate evolution.
If baobabs are the plant soul of Madagascar,
Then lemurs are the most vivid symbol of its animal world. Nowhere else on Earth has them.
over 100 species of lemurs exist,
From individuals as small as a handful,
to species less as large as gorillas.
all results of 60 million years of isolated evolution. Malagasy legends regard lemurs as dancing spirits, a bridge between humans and ancestors, while scientists see Madagascar
As a giant evolutionary laboratory where lemurs have experimented with hundreds of different survivals
to adapt to the environment.
The most famous species is the ring-tailed lemur. With its long tail striped black and white like a living form,
They often gather to sunbathe on smooth rocks.
as if performing a dawn-bringing ritual.
When moving,
The lemur's tail, helping the herd easily recognize each other in the grasslands.
the herd behavior and leg spreading have made this species
Become the tourism ambassador of Madagascar. Another species makes its mark with a unique dance.
which is the sifaka. They are born to jump from tree to tree,
They have long and strong legs.
but when they have to cross the ground, they move with sideways jumps, looking no different from ballet dancers in the wild. That scene is both humorous and graceful.
Has become an indispensable symbol in documentaries about Madagascar.
In contrast to that grace, Ai is a long-fingered lemur, with a haunting appearance, with round bulging eyes like will-o'-the-wisps, and long bony fingers.
They gently tap on tree trunks to listen for echoes from hollow cavities containing larvae. When they detect a target, they use that special finger to hook out the hidden prey inside. Part spirit, part hunter, Ai has made many locals consider it an omen of bad luck.
But that unique hunting mechanism
Demonstrates the miraculous creativity of evolution.
Meanwhile, Indri is the largest surviving lemur species.
Yet such shivers down tourists' spines with its echoing call.
Every morning, the Indri herd howls in unison for kilometers, the sound lingering like a call from the dawn of creation. Hearing Indri sing in the dense forest is an experience both sacred and haunting, as if you're hearing the voice of Madagascar itself. However, not all lemur species are still present. In the past, the island was home to giants over 1 meter tall, weighing up to 200 kilograms, known as giant lemurs.
They disappeared around 1,000 years ago, coinciding with human settlement and exploitation of the island.
Their death is a reminder that even creatures that once dominated a land cannot escape fragility when facing human impact. Today, over 90% of lemur species face extinction risk
due to deforestation and hunting.
but they have also become symbols of conservation efforts.
In nature reserves, breeding and recovery programs
Are striving to preserve the soul of Madagascar. Looking at lemurs, we clearly see the message Madagascar conveys. Isolation creates evolutionary miracles, but they can easily vanish if humans don't cherish them.
The sifaka dances, the Indri howls, those golden tails basking in the sun. All are not just spectacular sights,
but also a reminder of the fragility of this strange world. Those who rule the night and exhale silent breaths. When night falls over Madagascar,
the island's rhythm of life is not quite dead.
on the contrary,
This is when the strangest creatures take the stage.
in the darkness, eyes emit flickering light. Gentle rustlings on branches signal another world. The world of the rulers of the night.
First to mention are the chameleons.
The reptiles for which Madagascar is considered their homeland. More than half of the world's chameleon species live here.
From giant individuals nearly half a meter long,
To species smaller than a pinky finger.
notably, Madadascar is home to the smallest chameleon on the planet, Bruckesia micra, measuring only about 13 millimeters in length.
Each of the chameleon's eyes can move independently.
Scanning 360 degrees with no blind spots.
When hunting, a tongue twice the length of its body shoots out. At speeds beyond human eye tracking ability. As precise as a laser-guided arrow. In the darkness, their silence and speed make it difficult for any insect to escape. If chameleons are supernatural assassins, then the fossa is the phantom predator of the jungle. The fossa has a cat-like appearance mixed with a mongoose,
reaching up to 1.8 meters in length, including the tail.
though not as large as leopards or lions. They remain the apex predators of Madagascar, specializing in hunting lemurs.
With agile bodies, sharp claws, and skilled climbing abilities,
the fossa can chase prey from the ground up to the treetops.
their silence, speed, and stalking tactics
make them a nightmare even for pack-living species. But Madagascar at night is not all about stalking and hunting. It's also a stage for bizarre species like the ai, a lemur with glowing eyes and long, bony fingers. When darkness blankets the forest,
they tap rhythms on tree trunks to listen for echoes,
searching for larvae hidden deep within the wood.
A patch of light glimmers yellow in the quiet night, like a mysterious ritual that leads many locals to believe
the ai carries ghostly spirits.
From color-changing chameleons, the silent phantom life,
to the rhythm-tapping ai like a shaman, the night world in Madagascar is a mysterious symphony of evolution. This is when nature showcases its most unique survival strategies,
reminding us that darkness does not equate to silence,
but is another kingdom, where silent hunters and evolutionary spirits rule.
Leaving behind the baobab forests and singing the Embark stone labyrinths,
the journey on the island of Madagascar opens up a completely different world.
The towering sandstone plateaus and granite mountains,
where nature is both a sculptor
and a warrior challenging human resolve. Two of the most prominent landmarks
are Asalo National Park and the Andringitra mountain range. Asalo is likened to the Grand Canyon of Madagascar. But this place is not merely a magnificent abyss.
The entire area is a giant rock
where wind and water have patiently worked for millions of years to carve out sandstone blocks in amber yellow,
fiery red, and deep purple.
Walking through Asalo, you feel as if you're lost in an ancient city that has been abandoned, with walls, archways, even stone castles, all erected by nature. In the center of the park,
one of the most peculiar stalking points
is the window of Asalo,
which is a rock formation shaped like a perfect window, opening up to the vast panorama of the distant plateau
and the dust of twilight. As the sun gradually sinks
below the horizon, fiery red light filters through the stone, transforming the entire landscape into a surreal painting.
The locals regard this place
as a gateway to the sacred world,
while visitors call it
the picture frame of the universe.
Not only rocks,
Asalo also conceals cool green oases, small streams battling through the arid canyons, crystal clear lakes like hidden jade
within the stone heart. This is the life source for many endemic plant species,
including troops of ring-tailed lemurs that often gather by the water's edge. It is precisely the contrast between barrenness and lushness
that makes Asalo one of
the most spectacular landscapes in Madagascar. If Asalo is the multicolored painting of sandstone, then Andringitra is the epic poem of granite. This mountain range rises over 2,600 meters
with Pic Bobby Peak,
like a spear thrust straight into the sky. The climate here changes abruptly. Scorching sun during the day, while night can drop to near 0 degrees Celsius.
That harshness has created a rugged landscape,
with rocks piled upon each other,
and deep valleys. For mountaineers,
Andringitra is a master-level challenge.
The trail leads them across highland meadows, through dense forests,
then climbs up steep slopes, among massive granite rock formations. When setting foot on Pic Bobby Peak, an unimaginable view appears. The entire Madadascar highlands are
like a living map.
Clouds swirling beneath their feet, wind howling like the breath of heaven and earth.
But Andringitra is not just for explorers. In indigenous culture,
the mountains here are considered dwelling places
of ancestral spirits. People believe that each cliff,
each mountain crevice, contains a part of the land's memory. Therefore, climbing in Andringitra
is not just a physical journey,
but also a spiritual pilgrimage. When placing Asalo in Andringitra, we clearly see the extraordinary diversity
that Madagascar possesses.
On one side is vibrant sandstone, forming the stone city of the gods. On the other side is dark granite rock, standing tall like a primitive fortress. Both demonstrate the shaping power
of the earth and show why Madagascar is called
the Living Museum of Geology and Evolution.
Human imprints.
From terraced fields to the capital Antananarivo, Madagascar stands out not only for but also for human imprints. Communities that have adapted and built life on this isolated island
through thousands of years.
While the Shingi Stone Road or Giant tell the story of natural strength, terraced fields in the capital Antananarivo
sketch the journey and creation of a community.
On one side is terraced land,
on the other side are people.
And the capital Antananarivo sketches the resilient journey of humanity
on the Central Highlands.
The most familiar sight is the terraced field. The people here have long known how to utilize
the sloping terrain to grow rice,
the staple food crop of Madagascar.
The terraced fields curve like giant steps,
covered in emerald green during planting season, turning golden yellow at harvest time, then shining silver when flooded with water,
reflecting the sky. These fields also testify to creative adaptability,
transforming rugged hillsides into fields that feed entire communities.
Going further north, the winding road leads to Antananarivo, the capital of Madagascar.
This city is situated on a range of hills,
like a natural amphitheater,
where humans and nature blend together. With a population of over 2 million people out of the country's total 26 million,
Antananarivo
is both crowded
and full of vitality, reflecting the nation's pulse.
At the city center is the Royal Palace,
once a symbol of royal power.
From here Malagasy dynasties ruled and left deep imprints in history. Despite having endured fire and time, the palace remains a source of pride, connecting people with the golden past. But Antananarivo doesn't lie only on. This city also creates modern paradigm.
Golden Age. Golden Age. Golden Age.
While Madagascar is classified among
the world's poorest countries,
right in the Manitoba Highland Lake region, people raise sturgeon imported from Russia
to produce rova caviar,
the first and only caviar in Africa,
from a harsh land.
Madadascar has created a luxury once reserved only for royalty and global.
That is testament to the spirit
of turning the impossible into possible.
Golden River. Golden River. Golden River.
From the coal mines to the capital Antananarivo,
hiding gratitude for the spirit,
turning the impossible into the possible for
today.
Antananarivo is a blend of ancient and narrow streets crowded with vintage homes, vibrant traditional markets with colors, intermingled with newly emerging structures. Hidden behind that bustling pace of life is still the resilient spirit of the Malagasy.
Those who know how to survive,
innovate and preserve their identity
in a challenging world.
From the coal mines to the capital Antananarivo, the gratitude of the Malagasy people show that although the nature here is harsh and isolated,
it is precisely in hardship
that their vitality and faith shine even brighter. If nature depicts the physical part of it, then culture and beliefs are the soul of this. In isolation in the Indian Ocean,
the people cannot change and cannot change.
If nature depicts the physical part of it, in the isolation of the Indian Ocean, the Malagasy people have formed a unique world
in which ancestors,
nature, and humans blend into an inseparable whole.
In which ancestors, nature, and humans,
the center of spiritual life is the river. The center of spiritual life is the river.
The Malagasy
believe that the souls of ancestors never but remain by their side and protect them. The Mongolian tombs in the south are vivid evidence of that belief. The Mongolian tombs in the south are vivid evidence of that belief. Built with stone and decorated with carved. Miraculously, the tombs are not only but also artistic monuments, telling the life stories of the Malagasy. People often come here to offer gifts and as if communicating with ancestors in Another unique ritual is Pamanihan.
It means the bone offering. Every few years,
the family will exhume the ancestors' remains,
wrap them in new cloth,
then sing, dance, and walk around it.
For the Malagasy people, this is not sorrow, but a joyful reunion, affirming the strong bond. And reunion can communicate with ancestors and means the bone offering. For the Malagasy people, this is not sorrow, but a joyful reunion, affirming the strong bond. It means the bone offering. For the Malagasy people, this is not sorrow, but a joyful reunion. It means the bone offering. For the Malagasy people, this is not sorrow,
and affirms the strange custom called fast still guides the community's behavior. From eating habits to farming methods, each region and tribe has its own fatty, creating a diverse cultural picture, yet unified in common beliefs. Respecting nature and ancestors,
that culture and resilience,
is the bond that unites the Malagasy amidst treacherous stone forests
or arid plains.
The belief in ancestors and spirits has given them strength to survive and preserve.
Madagascar, therefore, is not only a natural wonder, but also a land
where the human spirit shines
in harmony with the universe,
the sea and the ocean voyages. If the stone forests and Gannet mountains,
then Madagascar's sea
opens up a completely different universe.
You can see. You can see. You can see. You can see. A vast world
where the great explorers of the ocean emerged, situated in the Indian Ocean. The island's coastline stretching thousands is adorned with emerald blue bays,
vibrant coral reefs,
and long stretches of white sandy beach. This is the gateway connecting Madadascar and also a stage for miraculous journey
on the sea surface.
Sokolova Bay is where trade winds and offshore of his page area. But those winds are not just for modern sports.
Thousands of years ago,
they brought the first fleets of settlers from Southeast Asia and Africa to initiating a unique history of culture
along the coast. Giant turtles
slowly crawl onto the sand to lay eggs. Some individuals have lived over a century, and the settlers crawled onto the sand to lay eggs. The settlers crawled onto the sand to lay eggs. The settlers crawled onto the sand to lay eggs. Along the coast,
giant turtles
slowly crawl onto the sand to lay eggs. Some individuals have lived over 100 feet, becoming a living bridge between many humans.
People believe that they embody eternity, while scientists regard them
as living footage of evolutionary history
beneath the clear water.
Madagascar's coral reefs spread out as where thousands of fish species swim. Red, orange, blue, yellow,
the entire ocean in motion, a constantly changing picture.
But what makes Madagascar's sea most magnificent
are the humpback whales,
the giant travelers from afar.
Each year,
from the frigid waters of Antarctica, they travel over 8,000 kilometers to the warm waters around Madadascar. The sight of giant whales surfacing on the spouting white water columns and song
is a moment that moves anyone. The sight of giant whales surfacing on the sea,
erupting white water and singing echoing is a moment that leaves any witness stunned. That singing is not just a means of communication, but also an ancient melody connecting migratory routes that existed from the land. Thus, Madagascar is not just an island, it is also a stopover for seafaring from thousand-year-old turtles to ocean where
the sea here has just emerged. The origin of life. A place where many creatures live. Unique landscapes and will highlight the home. Is this where volcanic mountain ranges are measured? Madagascar and the Bendix volcanic range only.
Looking at the map off the west coast of Madagascar, the Comoros archipelago emerges in the Indian Ocean like a string of green jewels.
Though only a few hundred kilometers apart, these two lands represent two opposite poles of geological process.
One side is Madagascar, an island isolated for tens of millions of years, where evolution has patiently created strange creatures.
The other side is Comoros, young islands born directly from volcanoes that are still intensely active. The heart of Comoros is the Karthala volcano on Grande Comore Island. This is one of the largest active volcanoes in the world, with a giant crater measuring up to 3 by 4 kilometers. In the past 2 centuries, Karthala has erupted more than 20 times,
each time writing a new chapter in the archipelago's formation story.
Standing before the smoky, misty crater, one feels as if witnessing the Earth in its moment of creation, where molten lava rocks and the sea blend to give birth to a new world. This contrast creates a strange comparative picture. Madagascar is like an ancient laboratory, where 88 million years of isolation has produced lemurs, baobabs and countless endemic species. While Comoros is a newborn land, where life has just begun, placing its first footprints on cooled lava beds. One side tells the story of perfection, the other is the opening of a new chapter of evolution. Placed side by side, Madagascar and Comoros are like two time books. The ancient island preserves millions of years of memory, and the young islands are writing the opening chapter. Nature reminds us that the earth never stands still. Somewhere, nature is still patiently creating a new world. While elsewhere evolutionary history has reached magical richness. From fields of rocks sharp as knives, to lemur ballet dances, from thousand-year-old waters storing baobabs to whale pods crossing oceans. Madagascar appears as a world both primitive and surreal.
And when placed next to its youthful neighbor Comoros, we see more clearly the endless rotation of the Earth.
Here, time has patiently created miracles. Elsewhere, nature is still writing the opening chapter. Thus, Madagascar is not just an island, but an epic of life, reminding humanity to cherish every wonder on the blue planet.